Happy Sunday, guys, and welcome to another webinar. And today's webinar, I'm just going to do a quick scan through. I've literally done the scan through of the assets. And if this is the first time of you joining this channel, welcome. And it's lovely having you with us. So today's session, I'm going to be looking at the entire market as a scope, and I'm just going to try to cram all of this into a quick 5-minute video. Try not to make it long. So I'm going to do a quick overview of the market. What I like to use is the COT report, the seasonality, and something called probability. Now, these are my own outlook to the market. These are my own personal perspective of the market. So whatever you take from this, take with your own professional courtesy. So today's session, I've loaded up a few of the assets and try to see which one aligns. So with the people that have always been with me and know how I trade, so I use the COT. So COT stands for Commitment of Traders Report. And I use seasonality, and I use probability. Now, COT report lets me understand what the commercials are doing, these guys, and these are the only people I care about. I just want to look at the changes, if they're going up or if they're going down, if they're buying. So long means literally buy, short means sell. And I look at what these guys are doing. So if they're more in one direction than the other, I utilize that to take my bias in the trade. So for example, now they have 8,000 in position in the shorts, and they have 2,000 position, 2,933 position in the long. And these are as of the 2nd of May, so 2023. Therefore, what I look at is I want to see more position in one side. I want to see the other side as red. Maybe they're taking away position from the long side and adding most of it to the short side. That gives me a stronger bias. Now, it's kind of like there's a split between them. And the main reason I follow these guys is because they're like big organizations and big companies that actually need these assets on a daily basis for their own day-to-day processes. And these guys are like people like you and I. Apologies. Got an alarm. And then the non-commercials are like you and I, people that, utilize the market to make money. We speculate on the market. So they're mostly wrong, while these guys are mostly right because they need it for their daily business. That's what keeps them in business in most occasions, right? They're not looking to make profit off the market moving long or short, but we are looking to make profit off the market moving long or short. So with these guys, because this position isn't looking one-sided than the other, and it has to be a big number as well, just not any small number, then I'm just going to let that slide. The next thing is Swiss franc doesn't have big numbers. Their bias is on both sides. So this Japanese yen also, I mean, these trades could ideally play out, but the truth is I just like it to be one-sided than the other. So COT, nothing. NZD, yeah, it's not much. Well, AUD, it seems like across the board there is a consensus of moving in a specific direction. So COT for pounds look good. Euro doesn't look that great because just 98. So I'm bigger than that. US dollar doesn't really always have major positions going its way, but US dollar is also another way we can look at it. It doesn't really matter, 200 and something. So pounds is the one that we got that has a decent amount. So pounds is going long. Now, the next thing we have to look at is the pounds seasonality. Now, because these guys are going long, which means that they're buying, we want to see if pounds is in the season of a buy. So if pounds is within that season, then we can look to be looking for assets within pounds that we can trade. Now we're on the 5th of May. No, 7th of May, actually. So right here, pounds is saying short. We don't look at small moves like this small bump in the 15 years. We have the 5 years, 15, and the 45 years depicted by the colors. So what we want to do is we want all three to be aligned in a specific direction. And this is a price movement, average price movement within the last 45 years, broken down into 5 and 15 and 45. So because we're expecting a long and we're seeing a short, therefore we won't be able to take the pounds. So normally I just write it down, COT, GBP, long, USD. I'm taking USD even though the figure isn't that big because USD doesn't really have that much figure most of the time. But because we know that the seasonality of the GBP doesn't align, what we're going to do is we're going to kick GBP out of the equation because the seasonality of it doesn't align. It has to align in all three. So leaving us with just USD. Now let's see what USD has for us. Or what do you have in store? Or the USD. What does USD have in store for us? So USD right now, we're somewhere around here. And USD is meant to be going long. But from what we're seeing here, saying USD is going short. So on that note, we tend to just, we don't have any alignment in all of these, COTs that we have here. I mean, there's more COTs we can look into. We can look into raw materials like cocoa and all of that stuff. If you trade that, and look at the seasonality of it. Those ones are actually a lot more stable, to be quite frank, because you tend to make a lot more money from those if you know how to trade them. So, but these are some of that information, COT in the raw format. So that being said, since we don't have any trade, that's all I have for you guys this week. It's not every time you have a trade. It's sometimes you just take your time, and observe the market. And the days that you have trade, just take those trades and hold on as long as you can. So thank you very much for attending this session, and I will see you in the next one. So if you need the tool, I want to use this tool to trade and, make your market consensus, then I urge you to go to business.dameempire.co.uk/pricing. The link is also in the description of this video, so you can click on the description and click on that link, and then you'll be able to get access to it too. Thank you and take care.